And now joining us by phone, the man who did the assessment and delivered the punishment, Kiki Vandeweghe, Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations for the league. Kiki, thank you so much for joining us. How did you come to the conclusion as a flagrant one resulting from that play?
Well, obviously we have, thank you for having me on, but we have a process that we go through. It's a lengthy process that we do every single time. Spend a lot of time looking at tape, looking at comps. We have a professional investigative team as part of our legal group that does the interviews with the players, the referees, the replay center, to make sure we have perspective from everybody. And, you know, we looked at this as a retaliatory swipe, you know, to the groin area, and we assessed a flagrant one.
What had been your contact with Draymond prior to this, and had you had a conversation with him regarding where he stood in terms of racking up these points?
Well, you know, after the last incident, we obviously have he had 3 points leading up to this, and you know, he had a flagrant one for this one, and that triggered the suspension as part of our rules and point system. But, you know, I had a conversation with the Warriors. He was fully on notice regarding flailing and regarding contact to the groin area. So, yes, and he was obviously aware of his point total at that point, you know, prior to the incident.
Kiki, because we have the NBA Finals as a backdrop for this, does it make the decision tougher? How much does that weigh into making the ultimate call?
Of course it makes it tough. There's no question. You know, that weighs on your mind. But again, Vince, you know, you can't make an exception because of that. You have to assess each play as best you can, taking everything into account. And what I have, obviously, that referees don't have is I have time. I can do the interviews. I can go back and look at a lot of tape. I can look at angles many times. I've probably seen this play 30 times or so. So we spend a lot of time on this. And, you know, we realize it's a big game, and nobody wants anybody suspended. But again, you know, this is a cumulative thing. This is one flagrant foul point that unfortunately triggered the suspension.
Kiki Vandeweghe, Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations. We really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining in and answering those questions for us.
All right. Thanks, Vince. Thanks, Brett.